Okay, so we're back again with another lesson. Okay, so basically another lesson for MIT App Inventor. Now, this time, we're not only focusing on the icons, which we already did before, but this time we will focusing on a different perspective of the MIT App Inventor that is focusing to the layout and the interactives of the app. Okay, so right now, I'm already on the project area of MIT App Inventor, and then we will start create a new project. So as you can see on the project names, I do have different kinds of applications or application names already. So this time, we will name it as layout application video. Okay, then click OK. Then let's proceed to the interface. Okay, so we're already now in the MIT App Inventor interface. However, this time we will be focusing on the different sizes, okay, or different perspective of the phone display. Now, let me clarify it first. Okay, so basically we are focusing on the phone size right now since our emulator is only focusing on the phone size. However, if you really want to apply this application to a real app, okay, so we need to change it to tablet size. Why tablet size? Well, because the new mobile phones right now are already in the tablet size wherein there is a pixel of 675 by width and by height, and then 480 by pixels by width. Okay, but we're focusing only for the phone size right now since this is only a demonstration. Okay, so let's focus first on the first component, which is screen 1. Okay, so let's go to the properties first. Let's make it scrollable, and then let's uncheck the title visibility. Okay, so those are the things first that you need to do for our application. So right now, as you can see, we do have a plain screen or a plain application. So we're already done with the user interface. So last time we already have the text box, the label we're in. If we place the label here, the text box below, and the button below, we can already integrate it and we can already create a simple application. However, okay, so as you can see on the screen, we are not maximizing the right side or the free space of the application. Now, the big idea is we want to place this text box right beside a label or a text button. But how will we be able to do that? So let's remove this first. Okay, so removing this so that we can focus on the other interface of our MIT App Inventor. Right now, I'll click on the layout. Okay, so on the layout options, we do have horizontal arrangement, horizontal scroll arrangement, table arrangement, vertical, and vertical scroll arrangement. Okay, if you were going to ask what is the difference of horizontal scroll and the vertical scroll arrangement, let's say for example, you do have a lot of options in this layout. So basically similar to an application or to our screen, it will create a scroll on the side so that you can also see the different options on the other side or that is hiding to that table or basically to that layout. Okay, now let's say for example we will create an application for a grade 1 mathematics. Okay, so basic math. Now what we're going to do is to design first what will be the interface, okay, so of our viewer. So let's drag a label on the screen, okay, drag a button and drag a text box. Okay, so we'll focus first on the first component or the second component, which is label 1. As you can see on the screen, text label 1 with the size 14 is very small. We'll change it to size 24. Okay, there you go. So we need to make it more visible. And then, let's change the text label to grade 1 mathematics. Okay, So to make it more, to emphasize it more, so make it bold text. So that is already the subject for our application. Okay, so the big idea is here. We should place this text box, or we should place this this text box in to the side of the text button. But as you can see, we can only place it above or below each other. And how we'll be able to do that? So let's go to layout. Let's choose first the horizontal arrangement. Horizontal arrangement will have the manner of basically creating a layout horizontally. Now, how will you be able to integrate the text button and the label? So what we're going to do is we'll drag it inside and drag also the text box inside. And then you can see it is already placed side by side. Okay? Now, since we are already designing, okay, so we will focus on this first. So let's grab or let's drag a label here. And then let's put in the text label basic mathematics, or basic operation rather, or basic operations. Okay, so mainly our main focus for this topic is to assess the learning of the grade 1 students on their basic operations for mathematics, at the same time making an interactive application. Okay, so the main idea is the student will have a question here in our text for button, or for our button 1. Okay, and then in this text box 1, we will have, or they can type in their answer. At the same time, when they click this button, the answer will reveal here. Okay, so how will you be able to do that? So first, as a good as a good programmer, we need to rename it so that we will avoid confusion. Okay, so we will rename button 1 to Q1. Okay, and then text box 1 to A1. So basically Q1 is question 1, and then A1 for answer 1. Okay, now let's try to edit this first. Okay, so let's go to text button properties. Since it is a grade schooler, so we need to increase the size to size 18. Make the text font bold. Make it fancy as much as possible. Let's say, for example, we need to change the background color to color. Let's choose the let's choose the orange one. Okay, and then text color will be, let's retain it to black. Let's add our first question. Basic operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So first question, let's say, for example, 1 plus 4 is equivalent to, there you go. So we already have here our button, number 1. And then for the text box, let's remove here. Okay, now let's click numbers only so that they can't answer it, or when they view the keyboard, it will only show numbers. So check numbers only, check the font size to 18 so that they can view it, make it bold as much as possible. Okay, text color black, and then no need, we will already remove the text, or we didn't put any text inside. We do also remove the hint, and then that is for our first question. Now we will add 4 more questions so that they can practice more about this operations. Okay, so as you can see, I already edited I already renamed those buttons to guide me. Okay, so for my buttons and text box, there is Q2, A2, so signifies for question number 2, answer number 2, question number 3, answer number 3. Okay, and also I already inserted my questions. Okay, so I also arrange the properties. So I changed already into color orange, the background color for orange, the font size for 18, the text, okay, wherein the question is already there. And then for the text box, I'll also change it to font bold, size 18. And as you can see, I already removed the hint for our text box, and I already checked numbers only so that the students or the grade 1 students will not be able to confuse to answer in letters. Okay, so we already have our layout for our application. Now, it's time for us to create the program. The main idea is when the student type in their answers here, okay, and they want to check if their answer is correct, the button here should be clicked and it will reveal the correct answer. If the number then change on the screen, so basically the answer is correct. However, if the answer change in their screen, so basically it shows the correct answer for that question. Now let's go to blocks. Okay, so this is very easy because we're only focusing and we already renamed it to Q1 up to Q5. Now let's focus first on our button, which is question number 1. So here, when question number 1, or basically the button 1, so when Q1 is clicked, and then let's go to our text box, we will just get a setter block. What we call here is a setter block. So attach it here. So setter block, the answer A1 will change the properties to text. Okay, so make sure it is attached. And then we will just add a text there on the end. So basically, the text here on the end is the answer to our question number 1. So 1 plus 4 will add here. So 5 is the correct answer. Similar way, we'll go to Q2 or question number 2. Drag it here on the screen. Let's go to answer number 2, get a setter block. There you go, attach it on the program. Okay, and then change it to text. Once you change it to text, you can duplicate this. Okay, and then change the question or change the answer based on your questions. So 20 deduct by 5 is 15. So 1, 5. You can do the same with Q3, Q4, and Q5. There you go. So I already have a program for question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, and question number 5. So basically, if I'll run this program in our application, so it already have the result for these different buttons. Now it's time for me to show you how the application works in or as an application in a mobile phone. Okay, so as you can see, we already have our emulator here on the side, wherein we can test already our application. So let's see. So 1 plus 4, look what happened to the keyboards. It only shows symbols and numbers. So let's answer it. Let's say, for example, 5. And then let's go to the next question. 20 minus 5. Let's say, for example, the grade 1 student is having confusion with the operator subtraction. So the student answered it 12, and then 2 multiplied by 10 is 20, and then 4 divided by 2, again he do having a hard time. He answered it 1, and then he added 1 plus 2 plus 3, he answered it 6, and then he wants to check if his answers are correct to each question. So let's see, 1 plus 5 or 1 plus 4 is equals to, very good, it didn't change. So whenever it keeps on clicking, so as you can see, the toggle bar always going to in front. So 20 minus 5, let's check if his answer is correct. Okay, so the answer is 15. So his answer is incorrect. So 2 multiplied by 10, it didn't change. Okay, so next question, so it changed. And then, so let's see if that answer is correct. There you go. So once you click already the button, it reveals the different answers for that interactive part. Okay, so basically that is how you will integrate a text button to a text box. Now, assuming that grade 1 students are not only focusing with the basic operations, okay, let's assume that the grade 1 student should also know different sides of the different sides of the shape. Okay, so basically the screen can occupy all those questions. However, as a grade 1 student, it is better to make it a one page at a time. Okay, so how will we be able to do that? So let's go to layout again. Now, this time we will focus on the vertical scroll arrangement. So we will drag it here below, and then we will add a button. Okay, button here stating that. Okay, so the text button here, so we'll change it to, we'll stay in 14. So we'll change it to go to shapes. Okay, then arrow. There, so make it bold. Then we'll change it more lively. Let's say, for example, let's go to color yellow. There. So, since you already have this one, so it means that you need to go to the next page. However, as you can see, we're only focusing on screen 1. How will you be able to do that? So, how will you be able to add another screen? Okay, let's go to add screen. Let's rename it to shapes questions. Okay. So take note of your screen name, shapes, or shape questions. The letter S and the letter Q is in capital letter. Click OK. That is important. You need to take note of that. So, OK. Then it will generate another screen, which is shape question. Okay. Now, let's edit again the components here. So let's make it the title visible is or let's uncheck the visibility, then check the scroll. As you've noticed, some of the properties are already gone because this is already the next page of the screen. So basically that one is our main page. Okay, so usually when you already creating an application, that is your welcoming page. The next page will be the continuing of your application. Okay, now let's start creating a questions for shape. Okay, so I added already our grade 1 mathematics header here. So we will add now a label again. Okay, so let's change it to size 16, and then let's change the text to shapes. Okay, now this time a grade 1 student needs to be familiar with different kinds of shapes. Okay, the sides of the shapes. So basically, we're not only already focusing with circle, square, we will go on the more advanced shapes. Okay, however, for them to only determine the answer for the question is they need to have an image. Okay, so how will you be able to do that? Now, let's go to layout again. With the help of our table arrangement, we will be able to create multiple, as you can see, there will be 4, or there will be 2 columns and 2 rows as a default, in multiple pages or in multiple icons in just one layout. So let's see how we'll be able to do that. So let's drag a button here below. So that is button 1, this is button number 2, and add image here, and then add another image. Okay, of course, since you do have already this option, we'll need to have our question. So let's place it there. So let's change the question. So question number 1. So which of the following is hexagon? Okay, there. So the question here, so which of the following is a hexagon? However, you cannot able to determine because you didn't uploaded yet the picture hexagon. Okay, so let's edit first. Text box button 1. Let's change it to bold. Font size 18. Okay, and then answer A. There you go. And then go to text box B. Okay, change it to 18. Text bold. Okay, then text is the answer letter B. Okay, as you've noticed, it's kinda near to each other. Okay, you can arrange it also by adding rows and columns. So we'll add, make it 4 rows. Okay, so that we can maximize the pictures below, or you can just make it 2 rows and then add columns to make it 4. And then you can drag it here so that there will be spaces in between. Okay, because we will upload also the image. Okay, now let's start. So let's go to image number 1. Then let's upload the picture. Okay, I'll choose one on my desktop. Okay, so I'll already downloaded that image here. Okay, there. So click OK. Then of course we need to resize it. The height should be 80. Click OK. And then the width should also be 80. Click OK. Very good. So we already have that. So we'll stick with 80 by 80 image. So click image 2. Okay, and then go to picture again, upload the file, choose a file on your desktop, look for the other file. Okay, then click OK. Then let's change it to 80 by 80 by 80. Okay, so even though they are not the same, but the pixels is already 80 by 80 size. Okay, so we'll rename button 1 into, so let's rename button 1 into A1, answer 1, and then button 2 to A2, answer 2. The thing here is, when the student click letter A, of course, a hexagon do have 6 sides. Okay, so since this is 8 sides, so basically this is an octagon, it will pop up on the screen saying that this is an octagon. Then when they click letter B, the answer will reflect on the screen. Okay, so that is the correct answer. Now, we need to drag 2 notifier on the screen. 1, 2, and then we will start creating our program. Okay, now let's go to blocks. Same manner, we will go to A1. Okay, when A1 is clicked, okay, go to notifier, and then you need to click a setter. Okay, setter tab for the notifier. It says that show alert, and then notice the text should be here. So let's drag a text here, and then let's answer it. Okay, so this is a this is octagon. This is octagon. There you go. And then we'll just duplicate this. Duplicate. After duplicating, change it to A2, notifier 2. Your answer is correct. Your answer is correct. There you go. Now, basically you already have this. Okay, so when they click this letter A or letter B, so there will be a notifier on our screen. So let's see. Let's go to our MIT App Inventor. Okay, so let's run the program again. So let's go to screen 1. Okay, so use legacy. Okay, so assuming that we already have our application on mobile phone, so this is the first page. Now the student wants to go to shapes, click here. Oh, sorry, there we don't have program yet, so let's program. Go to shapes first. Okay, so how will you be able to do that? Go to blocks, and then drag button 1 here when button 1 is clicked. Okay, and then we'll go to control. Okay, then open. Okay, drag here. We need to look for the open screen. Okay, open another screen. There you go. And then go to text. And then, so take note, like what I've said, take note of your screen name. So, shape questions. Okay, so that is the second screen name. So that is screen number 2. And then let's go again to our program. There you go. So click here, and then it will automatically go to our next program. So let's wait it for you to load. There you go. So answer it now. So which of the following is a hexagon? Let's say, for example, the student answered letter A. This is octagon. You'll pop this on the screen. And then if they answered letter B, this is, or your answer is correct. Okay? So basically, those are the things that you can consider to your mobile application or when you create a mobile app. Okay? So if you do have other questions when it comes to an interactive, when it comes to layout and integrating buttons and text box, so feel free to message me. Thank you.